Hello and welcome to our adventure. We bought this 2007 Keystone Challenger at the end of last summer to live in while building our dream home. But ever since we got it, it has been just that, a Challenger. We've needed to make multiple repairs starting on day one and have made many modifications and have spent most of our days remodeling it to fit the needs of our family of 8. We had bought this property in hopes of starting construction last spring, but circumstances and lumber prices have made it impossible to determine when we can move forward. In the meantime, we're making the best out of our circumstances. Watch as we show you, step by step, how we installed this 15,000 BTU RV air conditioner to help make this summer a little more bearable. So, let's get started. First, we need to remove this vent hatch to get ready for the install. Now, we remove the vent ring and electrical cover to access the wiring. We finally lucked out. The wiring was already run to retrofit an AC unit. Major score. With just a few simple tools, the bolts and screws are removed that secure it to the roof, and then a scraper can be used to remove the sealant. Be gentle to make sure you don't damage the rubber roofing material. To ensure you get all the material removed, we recommend using a heat gun. It will make your life easier and undoubtedly speed up the process. We rigged up the ladder to get the AC unit onto the roof. It's heavy. Be careful.
I need to clean this up and mark where the gasket is going to line up so that I can put the sealant back down there. And then this thing, I'll have it on its side and just kind of fit it down into place.
Jeff used lacquer thinner to remove any excess residue. It's important to remove all of the old sealant to achieve a tight seal.
It looks like from the factory, it's got like an extra rubbery coating on there and it is not going to come off. So I think this is just an extra protective material that they put on there where they cut it. So we're gonna not worry about this and we're just gonna put our sealant right over top of this. But first we got to measure where our new gasket is going to line up.
The installation instructions for this unit indicate that sealant is to be applied before the gasket is lowered on top of it. But depending on the type of gasket, your unit might not call for it. Be sure to follow the instructions for your particular unit. Mark where your gasket will line up so that you know where to put the sealant. Because this AC unit is ductless, we need to seal off the opening from the ceiling. Just cut some pieces of thin plywood or thin material. We just used some scrap underlayment that we had lying around.
Thickness of our ceiling is 4 7/8 inch, and I want to close off on each side of the opening so that none of the air could get into the ceiling. I'm going to rip these down into those strips and then cut them to size. This is where we have to put our sealant and have it basically cover the same area that it was covering before. But this is the edge of where the gasket comes, so we have to make sure that we at least cover out to this line. So I'm installing these bolts temporarily just to help me guide it into the hole so that I can make sure that I'm getting my gasket lined up with the spot where it's supposed to be.
You want to use an RV self-leveling lap sealant like this. We got this at our local RV dealership, but you can also find it on Amazon. It would be wise to put something underneath to catch any drippage while the gasket pushes the sealant out. Make sure to cut the power to avoid electrocution. Jeff drilled a hole here to feed the power cord through, then had to drill a hole into the electrical box to feed the short cord into. Once the box was secured to the ceiling, Jeff used wire nuts to connect the wires. Then just reinstall the faceplate. This duct transfers the air from the roof unit directly to the register plenum, or grill face. Next, the plenum mounting bracket gets secured to the roof unit.
These plates go on here to protect the plastic from being cracked while tightening the bolts.
Next, the plenum mounting bracket gets secured to the roof unit. This pulls the roof unit tight against the roof to make it watertight. Follow instructions regarding torque of the bolts for your unit to ensure that you don't over-tighten it. The compression gasket will leak if it's too compressed. It came with this fabric sleeve that our kids hid until the bracket was installed. Luckily, Jeff was able to slip it on the duct after the fact. Then the duct gets secured to the mounting bracket. Next, we plug the plenum wiring into the roof unit, which gets secured to the mounting bracket.
Upon installation, we noticed that the plenum was sitting right on top of the electrical cover. So when we do our bedroom remodel, we'll make sure to move that over before we finish the ceiling.
Now we turn the power back on and check for proper function before screwing the plenum to the ceiling.
We picked this particular AC unit because it came with this convenient remote control.
The purchase and install of this unit is kid approved. Don't hit your face on the ceiling.
Here, let's just aim it at you. Now to tackle our other problematic AC unit. This is our other air conditioner unit that came with the fifth wheel, and it hasn't seemed to run very efficiently, but I'm seeing now. So this is the intake area. It goes up, cools the air, blows it back down through here. Now this is blocked off so that any air that goes into here will run to the two vents in the bedroom. And on the other side here, the air that goes into this duct goes to this vent and that vent, and then the other vents that are back in the bedrooms. To prevent air leaking out into the ceiling, I'm going to be sealing off these cracks that are around this with some great stuff insulation foam. And I was noticing here that the board that was supposed to be closing this off is out of place, and air that is cold that's coming from the unit is going right back through this opening into the intake. So it's just kind of wasting the air and blowing it right back through. So I'm going to get this sealed off, the same that I'm going to do on the other side, but I'm also going to make a plug for this opening. Since we have the air conditioner in that room now, I won't need air to go to that vent and that vent, and I will make it so that it is removable, so that in the fall and the spring I can run just this air conditioning unit and turn that one off so that we don't have to have both of them running, but still get our air back through those vents that are in there.
Jeff is using water-activated expanding foam, Gorilla Glue for the small cracks, and great stuff for the bigger gaps. Jeff used some scrap pieces of underlayment and styrofoam to make the duct plug, securing it with Gorilla Glue.
We got all of our gaps filled in here, gaps filled in at the top. Over here, got the gaps filled in here, got these gaps filled, those gaps filled, so now we won't have any wasted airflow. And I've got my plug for the bedroom.
This AC was dripping tons of condensation through the plenum, which needed to be addressed. A quick inspection revealed that the drain tubes in the roof unit were clogged with debris. It's difficult to get a good shot of the drains, but they are under this lip and water should be spilling out consistently, so they need to be cleaned out. Jeff used this pick tool to unclog the right side, which immediately released the built-up moisture. However, the tool didn't quite cut it for the left side, so Jeff improvised and used this flexible pipe solder wire to get in deeper, which quickly did the trick. After checking the unit to ensure the leak has stopped, the plenum is reattached and we're good to go. It runs quieter now and more efficiently and was a simple and easy fix. We hope that you found this video helpful and that you're keeping cool this summer. If you like what you see, please check out our other RV how-to repairs and DIY RV makeovers. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future projects and giveaways. We've made quite an improvement to this rig, and you might get ideas on how to customize your home away from home. It hasn't been easy taking this leap, however, we hope to inspire others to chase their dreams and not wait for the timing to be perfect, because it never will be. But
it's worth it.